Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's Who Would Win. And in this week's Who Would Win, we're putting the Hellspawn himself, Spawn, against the Spirit of Vengeance Ghost Rider. Now, I chose this because I had to look at the actual dates, and I mentioned this in our video, but always very good to catch up for anyone who didn't notice. I mentioned in our video that I was going to do the next Pokemon battle or Pokemon versus video for, Pokemon Sun and Moon and all that leading up. But I had to check the date, and I realized Wednesday this week still falls under August, so I would then be switching up my whole schedule for September after that. So I'm like, I can just go to another one. And I'm going to decide to go to one that I had on my list and my docket and written down for a while, because I always get to the fan ones. Eventually I do. But I also want to try to get to the ones I've actually already put into play. So, that's just it. So, without further ado, let's get on to it. So, Ghost Rider. Now, we're going with the Giant Blaze Ghost Rider. That's the most prevalent, most famous one. Ghost Rider usually stands at about 6'2", 220 pounds. His power fluctuates with whoever's in control. If the rider's completely in control, he's near God-level status, as put to Doctor Strange. He's actually defeated Doctor Strange. He's that powerful. Otherwise, it fluctuates, but he's always generally a powerhouse type of character. He has stunt riding abilities from the Giant Blaze experience. He can lift roughly about 25 tons, limitless stamina, immune to all earthly damage, more or less. So he gets crushed by a boulder, he'll reform. He gets shot by guns, they won't do anything. He gets exploded by a bomb, that's not going to do anything, he'll reassemble. So earthly mortal damage is not going to hurt him. So he has super regeneration because of that. He has... One second, how did I write that down? Oh, he can sense sins and evil. Hellfire manipulation, as you can see, he often sometimes summons fire, hellfire. He can manipulate his weapons with it. His chain, he has the magical chain, which he can, elongate, or set on fire, all that good stuff. So the hellfire abilities. Penance Stare is his famous one where he literally takes all the pain that what the target has ever inflicted on someone and turns it back onto them. Basically trapping them in an eternal hell, more or less, of their own doing, while they constantly are feeling the pain of others. That being said, the Penance Stare has limitations. It cannot work on someone who does not have a soul, and it seems to have trouble working on those of alien nature, as it did not work on Venom. But the thing about Venom is he didn't feel necessarily guilt about what he did. It all depends on how they perceive the actions they took, or if a person is actually more victimized than they are damaged. For instance, his Penance Stare, when he was asked to work on the Hulk, take out the Hulk in World War Hulk, he looked at him, looked into the Hulk's soul, and they looked like, nope, he's justified what he's doing. He's not the victim. He's not the bad guy here. You fuckers are. Have fun with this. So yeah. So the Penance Stare works on a lot of different variations. He can travel through dimensions. He's what the fuck did I write here? Usually has like firearms or something on it, because he can manipulate firearms as well. He's powerful enough to like blow up a city. He can. Now what? Oh, man, I really. It's been a while. I wrote these down like months ago, so my writing... I've learned to write my notes better so I can read them, but unfortunately this was not a time when I was writing them better. But point being... Hello, puppy. We moved our love seat in there. We got a new couch, so we moved the love seat out here, so now Domino's chilling out on there. I just feel this thing on the back of my neck. I'm like, hello, Domino. Anyway, so yeah, the rider is a force to be reckoned with, no doubt about it. But the rider's not immune to other things either. Certain holy objects, like, again, non-earthly materials, or earthly materials, earthly damage won't really do much to it. It might damage him temporarily, but his regeneration will kick in. But things like holy relics, holy, heavenly objects, things along those lines, that will hurt him. He can be hurt by divinity-based objects because he's the spirit, but he's no longer the angel of justice. He's a spirit of vengeance. So he is of demonic origin now, or demonic nature now. So weapons of divinity can hurt and possibly defeat him. Also, being to comparable strength can obviously do damage to him on a mystical element. That being said, moving on, we got Spawn. So what did I write here? Okay, so So I did. Oh, his height is 6'1". He weighs about 400 and something pounds. I believe I got that right. Now he's composed basically of a dense necroplasm, the finest necroplasm this side of purgatory, which feeds off the evils of man, including Spawn's own sins and hate and evil. So as long as that's all around him, he can continue to use his powers freely. His powers are a derivative off his supply of necroplasm, which again can replenish itself. Military training, master martial artist, surprisingly, master firearms user. He oftentimes uses guns because that was his go-to in life. What the hell did I write up here? Sorry. Health beat Utkin? I don't know what I wrote there. Skilled, but his suit is literally a living being called, I believe, Lilith of the House of the Seventh House, which is a living demonic entity, or a living like a parasitic demonic entity that basically is a suit. The necroplasm feeds off that, feeds off the evils and hates of man and himself, things along those lines. If he uses up too much of his energy, he will be sent back to hell. Luckily, he has enough to feed on most of the times where he is that he won't. Especially with the people who are trying to take him out most of the time, he's got enough hate and evil to feed on. Say, you're trying to kill me. I don't really need to, do that much to it. You're giving my suit all the power it needs. The suit itself is a living being. It can morph. He has this cape that can do tendrils, can morph into summon spikes, battle axes, battle armor. Cape can be offensive and defensive. He can manifest a shroud of invisibility. He has magical ability, magical energy blast, shape-shifting, flight, teleportation, fire breathing, soul manipulation. He can manipulate elements to a degree. Transmutation. He can regenerate, manipulation. I believe he even has a little minor resurrection capabilities, but that wouldn't probably come into this fight. He can only really be killed by beheading and damaged by... he can be damaged. Batman gave him a scar with a batarang at one point. But he can be damaged, but he can only really be hurt by weapons of, again, divine nature, things like from the Vatican or, forged in heaven. There is one section of the world that is it's like where heaven and earth meet, that Spawn's powers are completely useless, where he can be killed there as well. He has blood magic, apparently, can control plant life, can perform exorcisms. Spawn used to be able to have a legion. Wait, no, that's not it. Spawn can retain... he retains a level of humanity. Excuse me, that's part of it. He's still partly human. He's still... Oh, that's... See, I couldn't find if he had a soul or not. He can summon and control bats. Stopped 7 minutes of something, right? Maybe, I can't remember exactly. Oh, we stopped a giant demon at one point through pure circumstance. That's it. Whether Spawn has a soul or not is a very important factor in this fight. Hold on 1 second. You want to go back in? Pop? Go back in? Go see mommy? Go see mommy. Go see mommy. I'll just leave it over if you want to come back outside. So, anyway, question of whether Spawn has a soul or not is very up for debate. It's similar to where Hellboy could possibly have some. Hellboy, I actually believe, is half human, so he actually does. Plus, he's been victimized his whole life. He's actually a very good-natured person when you break it down. So I argued, and I think it is proven, that he does have a soul. Spawn's a different, because he's a Hell Spawn at this point. He's sold his soul more. I don't think he actually has a soul anymore. I mean, it might have changed the concept, but at least when the character first started, I don't believe he has a soul anymore. Had a soul because he more or less sold his soul to the devil to come back as a Hellspawn. So I think he lacks a soul. That might have changed, especially when he literally became God and destroyed God and the devil and things along those lines, and reshaped the universe in his image and then became a Hellspawn again. But I don't know if he had a soul. I'm gonna have to say, for the sake of this, that he does not have a soul. Now, granted, he feels the guilt, he feels the emotion. Then again, he has retained at least a little bit of his humanity. It is very possible that he does, in fact, have a soul. It's a very corrupted, evil... well, he is kind of on the evil side. Very corrupted soul that, We'll do two scenarios here. One if Spawn does not have a soul. One if Spawn does have a soul. So with all that being said, What's the most realistic scenario where these guys end up fighting? Well, Ghost Rider's running through town. Maybe he's chasing a demon or something. Just motorcycle. He's going through Spawn's neighborhood, and Spawn is just, he sees this, like, oh, we got a new player in town. Well, why don't I introduce myself? So Ghost Rider senses Spawn. I guess Spawn is a hell spawn. Stops, and he just got that, whatever the whatever the sound, the hell freaking hell of the Ghost Rider made in the movies. Just just 1 second. There's noise coming from the TV. So yeah. So he's just like looking around. All of a sudden, Spawn appears. Just hi there. Blasts him into like just into a building with just massive amount of gun. So, now, knowing that it wouldn't kill him, but it would definitely put him down for a little bit. Now, who are you? All of a sudden, Ghost Rider just fires maybe like a bullet or maybe like a demonic buckshot just from a shotgun he has, like he saw him in the did in the first movie. Morph the gun, just boom, and Spawn gets just flown back. Just he starts regenerating a bit. Just everyone's like. I don't know if Ghost Rider would actually. Ghost Rider does talk, but he's not the most linguistic of individuals. So just Ghost Rider just yells at him, and then just keeps firing the gun. Spawn's now just dipping in shadows. Fires maybe a magical blast at him. Ghost Rider maybe brings out the magical chain, just blocks it. So now it's a battle of long range versus kind of long range, mid range. Though the chain can extend to whatever. So it's now just blocking all the blasts. Just fire chain blast, energy blast, bullets flying. Spawn's not getting anywhere. He's not getting anywhere. So all of a sudden the chain goes whipping through him. Spawn counters his own chains. Now it's a battle of the chains, which I believe Ghost Rider does win in this because his chain can be set on fire. I've never seen Spawn be able to do that with his, even though his are magic. So his chains are now cutting through. A Hellfire chains are cutting through that. He's now feeling the flames of the Hellfire. It's like, I recognize that flame. It's because he's a Hellspawn. He's been through Hellfire before. So, you come up here? Want to come up and say hi? Oh, wait, and there she is. Hello, baby. Hello. Oh, look at her. Oh, yeah, the camera loves you, baby. Oh, yeah, you're so photogenic. So anyway, yeah, I recognize that. Unfortunately, while he's noticing it, what the chain does, like maybe take his arm off or something, because it's just pure Hellfire chain, just slices. So he just suddenly goes into defensive shield in his shroud, in his cloak, which can probably withstand the Hellfire to a certain degree, but I think the Hellfire is Hellfire. He's a Hellspawn, mind you, but still, it's Hellfire. It's a little give and take. So his shield definitely keeps bay for a while. Ghost Rider then just decides, wraps it around the shield, pulls it down. Poof, the Spawn's just like, as his arms slowly reforming. Fortunately, Ghost Rider is demonic enough and vengeance-filled enough and rage-filled enough that I think Spawn can feed off at least some of his abilities for regeneration purposes. His arms slowly healing. Just all of a sudden, Ghost Rider just starts blasting the freaking Hellfire straight up. Remember Avatar: Last Airbender, the final fight between Aang and the Fire Lord, where Aang basically wraps himself in the ball, and Ozai just close range fire blast and basically just starts incinerating that boulder. That's basically how I envision this. Just whereas the closer he gets, the more damage and heat the shroud's taking. Lilith can only take so much damage, and it's freaking Hellfire. He's the spirit of vengeance. When the Rider's in control, and fully in control, he is God level. Now I wouldn't say he's God level right now in this fight. Johnny's probably still in control, or at least has some say what's going on. But he's definitely giving Spawn a good beating. But then I see this. Then the shroud, the Lilith shroud, the shield disappears, and Spawn's gone. Where's Spawn go? And Ghost Rider, he senses. All of a sudden, he realizes he's still sensing a Spawn from the exact same spot. Spawn decided to go invisible. All of a sudden, he gets a freaking battle axe straight to the chest, just upwards, just boom, and then boom, another one straight down. just freaking decks Spawn, who does have, like, not demigod, he's definitely got physically enhanced strength. He is super strong, but I'd say they're on par in terms of their physical abilities in terms of that. Just stamina-wise, Spawn actually has the more limited stamina because he actually has to feed on stuff for energy, whereas Ghost Rider doesn't. So Ghost Rider just wails on him. Ghost Rider's regenerating, but a lot slower because, remember, Ghost Rider real weakness is divinity-based weapons and things along those lines, but that's not to say someone a comparable magical capability. Like Dormammu, for instance, could not wreck his shit in many regards. Dormammu could possibly very well wreck Ghost Rider's shit. And, I mean, Spawn's not good Dormammu level, but Spawn is definitely someone of a comparable stature that you could possibly take on Ghost Rider. So, which reminds me, another fight I could possibly do later down the line. Anyway. So, Ghost Rider is slowly regenerating, but still regenerating. So he decides, screw you, and it goes supersize. And at this point, Johnny's like, this guy's good. I might have to give the rider full control. Din the garage is like, do it. I want him dead. We need to kill him. Hellspawn. Well, all the while as he's growing bigger, Spawn's just like, oh crap. So now he's manipulating Earth and he's using transmutation. So maybe he sinks the rider's he gets the Earth up maybe like to his knees, sinks down to the ground. The rider's like, he's unstable now. All that while, Spawn is gets some firearms, manipulates them with magical energy, and just goes straight down on him, just blowing up. Now how Ghost Rider's probably hurting a little bit, but then all of a sudden the arm just comes out of the smoke, grabs Spawn, and then it's like, your soul is tainted with the blood, with the pain of millions or thousands, whatever, however many. With the souls of others feel their pain. Now this is where the debate comes in. Because I don't know for certain if Spawn has a soul now, we gotta play two scenarios. The one where Spawn does and one where Spawn doesn't. If Spawn has a soul, Pen and Stare, he's done. He's flat out done. Because if he has a soul and he's a demonic entity with a soul, kind of like how Blackheart was in the movie, he's boned. He's flat out boned because, yeah, maybe he feels guilt. Maybe he has some of his humanity back. Maybe he's trying to at least take on bad guys, but he's also hurt a lot of innocent people, done a lot of bad shit in his life. He is down for the count with a Pen and Stare. So in that sense, Ghost Rider has the stamina to completely outlast Spawn in terms of a no-hold-bars fight. That's just a given. But in the scenario where Spawn has a soul, Ghost Rider runs 100% of time simply because the Pen and Stare will take out Spawn. But in the scenario where Spawn does not have a soul, the fight continues. In which case, Spawn's like, okay, what's this supposed to do? And then Ghost Rider says, you have no soul. So I was like, yeah, I kind of got rid of that a while back. And then suddenly, kind of like the Beetlejuice thing, spikes come out of his hands, or body just, and Ghost Rider. So just going back here, transmutation, all that stuff. He teleports out of the way, uses his shroud to kind of hide. At that point now, he's just like, okay, how am I going to take this guy down? He's stronger than me. He's stronger than me. He's faster than me. Well, no, he's not faster than me. He definitely cannot last me. I need to regroup. I need to spot. Meanwhile, Ghost Rider's trying to sense him out. And remember, evil sense. And when you got someone like Spawn, who's a Hellspawn, yeah, you're going to be able to sense him out, with not even from a distance, without too much difficulty. So he sees Ghost Rider look in his general direction and starts walking towards our giant Ghost Rider, chains something, because like, oh, crap. So then it's giant Ghost Rider with chain. And the fight's going to continue on. Unfortunately, the thing is that while someone of comparable abilities could probably take Ghost Rider down, even if they're not divinity-based, and Spawn's definitely maybe of a comparable ability, Ghost Rider just has the stamina, durability, and outright power to just match Spawn and outlast him to the point where he'll eventually take his head off, more than likely, with the freaking, magical Hellfire change. It's like, damn, and then just die. So the question is not who wins per se. I think Ghost Rider, first off, if in both scenarios, I think Ghost Rider does win the majority. Is there a scenario where Spawn does win? I mean, like, does he pin down Ghost Rider or something like that? Does he can't perform exorcism, so I suppose there's a scenario where he can, and this is Spawn we're talking about. This is like Spawn level exorcism here. there is possibly a scenario where he can maybe pin him down with the chains long enough to possibly exercise the Spirit of Vengeance's soul and maybe send it back to hell or something like that. But it's I'm gonna have to give this maybe, and he's probably the more skilled fighter. That's probably a given. And a battle between these guys, though, is going to result in someone's death, though. That's just the way the characters work. Not all these fights I do result in deaths, but in this case, it would result in a death. In terms of percentage, I mean, maybe he could do enough magical energy to knock out the Ghost Rider. It's possible. Like a giant super energy blast and maybe knock him out, but that's unlikely, I think. I'd have to give this like 85% to Ghost Rider with a 15% to Spawn. I just don't see Spawn having any actual abilities that can actually kill Ghost Rider. Maybe incapacitate, maybe like exercise the soul and, you know, stop him, but not actually kill him. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on that. So 85% to Ghost Rider, 100% to him when Spawn does have a soul, and 15% to Ghost Rider when he doesn't have a soul. So, or Spawn when he doesn't have a soul. So that's my thoughts on that. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. I'll do a review at some point. If you have an idea for who would win, put that in the comments below too. I do get to them. Do I have any plans for videos today? Probably not. Also, it should be noted that the review for Morgan will not be tomorrow because there are no pre-screenings for Morgan tomorrow. Morgan and I will be doing Friday. If Mark's going to join me, he will join me. If not, he will not join me. Mark's still looking for work at the moment, so his funds are... The movies he can go see with me are a little on the limited side. There should be I should have a Pokemon video for tomorrow as well, so keep an eye out for that. Until then, though, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you folks next time.